Slight spoilers for Fullmetal Alchemist 2003. I will put timestamps in the description. Hey everybody, we have fun here. I'm Jay.
And I'm Luke.
Today we're having fun watching My Hero Academia Season 6, Episodes 11 and 12, Dabi's Dance, and Threads of Hope.
Good lord.
So, I think I talked about this a little bit a few episodes ago, I believe. Something along the lines of, I didn't really remember a lot about this arc.
Yeah.
This is not that part of the arc that I forgot. This is the part of the arc that I remembered. Because, reveal after, many, just, think about this in manga chapters, that's like 5 or 6 plus chapters of craziness.
Great reveals, yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, of course, the first reveal being the most important reveal.
Yep.
The best genist is back.
Oh. That wasn't the most important reveal to me.
Being facetious, but
I was a little disappointed.
Yeah, that best genist is back.
Yeah. I always thought he was kind of dumb.
Yeah, but he's the best.
Yeah, being a genist.
Yeah. Who else is gonna do it?
Yeah.
But yeah, onto the really actual important reveal here.
Yeah.
Is that Dabi is Toya Todoroki.
I was vindicated.
And so was like literally everyone who's ever watched this show.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like so
Here's
that
my
has
question,
been
though.
a long running theory.
Here's my question though, like, did they foreshadow this at all?
I mean, yeah, essentially. I mean, let me just say, like, as soon as Dabi was introduced, and I need to. I have made a bunch of screenshots here. Hold on. I'd say around the time that Dabi was introduced, everybody kind of went, "Hey, he's got blue eyes and fire quirk. He's probably a Todoroki somehow." Yeah, and then finding out that there's like an unaccounted for sibling and all of that, everyone like, oh yeah.
But this is like crazy fan people, right?
Yeah, I mean for the most part, but let me send you
This is
screenshot.
Primarily going off of like character design and just the fact that there's a slot open for that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It is more, the fact that there was an unaccounted for sibling, and then fact that the character design kind of matched up, got people wondering. So this is a screenshot from popular fanfiction hosting website Archive of Our Own. And so in the first screenshot, I have every fic that was written about Dabi since the inception of My Hero Academia to the night that they revealed that he was Todoroki. So like this chapter, not the episode, but the chapter. So that being from 2014 to November 9th of 2020. And he wasn't introduced in 2014, of course, but whatever. I just wanted to go back as far as possible. And there are 10,652 fics written about him. And of those fanfiction, 3,759 of those have the tag Dabi is a Todoroki.
Oh, okay.
So a good, what was that, like a third or so? More than that? So a good third of those fanfictions include that tag. Not everybody tags things properly, so there's probably even more that were probably, I am just under the assumption that Dabi is part of the Todoroki family in some way. Yeah. So people had this theory for quite some time. I'd have to like go and dig up some things, but I remember there being like a lot of posts coming before
But
that, especially after Toya was finally like name dropped.
It just feels like this is the thing that you have to be involved in like fan speculation in order to get to, though, because like the only reason I took a shot at it was because they revealed that there was something to reveal.
Right.
Dobby tells Hawks his name before he tries to murder him or whatever. And that's why I was like, oh, okay, so this he's we're supposed to know. I guess maybe he's Toya Todoroki.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, I don't know. Yeah, I guess I've always been pretty plugged into fan theories and stuff. So I've been kind of working under the assumption that he was a Todoroki for years.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is up until that point, nothing purely within the show that's supposed to indicate to me that I'm supposed to think that Dobby is somebody.
I mean, he had that encounter in Kyushu with the high-end Nomu. And he talked to Endeavor specifically and, and addressed him by like his full name and stuff. And so I think from that scene onward is maybe where even more people started to be like, oh, hold on, there's something here.
Yeah.
Seems to have some kind of connection here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was an interesting reveal for sure.
Yeah. I'd call all the foreshadowing like I'd say there is foreshadowing, but it was all pretty subtle for anime, you know.
It was so subtle that this feels like this could be like a Matt Pat theory. That's sort of my issue.
Oh yeah, that's your issue.
Well, it's it's like there was like a string. I don't know. Occasionally, I go on like a film theory video, and Matt Pat has this propensity to do a film theory on a movie that's yet to come out yet, and just like from the trailer try and call like what's going to happen in the movie. And these kind of theories almost end up sounding like those, where it's like, if you try stuff like that enough, you're going to get one right,
Sure.
So it's like if there are 100 theories out there about some character being some other character, one of those fan theories, I guess, is gonna play out.
Yeah, I mean, I guess so. I don't know. I just maybe because I was working with that assumption for so long because of fan theories and stuff. I don't know. It all just makes too much sense to me that it's like if it didn't happen,
Right, but I'm just saying that I didn't see it coming at all, and I think that's because there's not a lot to indicate that within the show proper.
I don't know. I think there's enough.
I think there's enough if you go looking for it, but this isn't something that they're actively trying to get you to think out, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, maybe I think there was enough, especially with just how vindicated everybody felt that day.
Well, yes, because like Dobby popped up on screen and people who were watching this like week by week looked at him and started fan theorying because he's got a singular name. We don't know his real name.
Yeah.
All this stuff. Yeah. So I mean, like if you are partaking in such activities, yeah, there's a lot to theorize on.
Yeah.
But if you're an average Joe just watching this thing, once a week or whatever, you might not be tapping into all those things.
I want you to keep this in mind whenever we talk about FMA 2003.
Yeah, I know, because Germany, right? Did they foreshadow Germany? I gotcha.
They don't foreshadow Germany is the problem.
Yeah, I know.
They don't do it.
Listen, they only kind of foreshadow Toya.
Slight spoilers for Fullmetal Alchemist 2003. I will put timestamps in the description. There.
Yeah, Germany at some point.
Yeah, because I'm kind of like, is the when telling somebody that they end up in Germany be a spoiler?
Wait, we're getting into it right now, okay? We're getting into it because you're saying that Dobby shows up and he can use fire and he's got blue eyes or whatever.
Yeah.
And that was enough to get people going on about
him being a Todoroki in some capacity, and then there's an unaccounted sibling. Yes.
Yeah. But that happened later. They started right when Dobby showed up, right?
Just about, I think.
Just about,
I would have to go back and look, but I'm pretty sure him having blue eyes and fire kind of made them go, yeah, he's just Todoroki.
Yeah, he's a Todoroki. Okay, so Edward Elric is a blonde-haired, blue-eyed white guy.
Does not have blue eyes.
Does he not have blue eyes?
No, neither Ed or Alphonse have blue eyes.
Whatever. He's blonde. He looks like an Englishman. Okay, he looks.
Well, I mean, like the thing is, Fullmetal Alchemist is set in quasi fantasy Europe, but like,
yeah,
again, quasi. And why do they need to? Why do they need to go to the real Germany when they're in fantasy Germany?
Right. I don't know, man.
Yeah, they don't need to do it. I will tear the show apart when we get to it.
I thought Germany was cool,
I mean, kind of. I don't really know. I don't think it helps anything. We'll get to it when we get to it. I don't. I'm curious. When was the last time you watched FMA 2003?
Many moons ago.
many moons ago, because I know I at least watched it through probably in college at some point. And I think I've watched FMA 2003 as many times as I have watched Brotherhood.
Interesting.
Which I think is at least like 3 each, I want to say.
Yeah.
Outside of being a little baby.
I don't know. I can't even remember if I've ever done like a really proper watch through. You know what I mean?
Of either?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, because I know we kind of watched it kind of split up when we were growing up, but especially because I think there was like a long hiatus. I'd have to look into the history of that. Of like, was there like a big hiatus, and then like how long was it between the last episode and Conquer Shambhala?
Yeah, I do remember when the movie came out, and we were super excited about it.
Yeah, and of course it didn't hit theaters or anything back in the day. I think we had to just get it on DVD.
Yeah, we got the DVD back home.
Yeah.
Somewhere.
Somewhere.
It was.
Yeah, but yeah, we'll get to that when we get to that.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's our mandatory tangent of the episode, and there may be more. Who knows?
Yeah.
But yeah, so Davi is Todoroki. He had a call-out video all ready to go. Took the time to make a video.
Weird.
It was weird.
Yeah, that was weird.
Yeah, his call-out video.
Yeah, well, it's like I am that to some degree it was there for us to have exposition sort of while this was going on and to make that exposition somewhat diegetic.
Oh, sure.
So I kind of get that, but also it's like I guess he's just trying to like publicly shame superheroes. Like, hey,
Yeah, I mean,
check it out, guys! Your number
superheroes.
one hero has a like bastard son that he abandoned, and
Uh-huh.
you know.
Yeah, I mean, well, it's for the public shaming, and one, you know, he seems so fixated on personally hurting Endeavor as much as possible, and then killing him.
Yeah,
And you know, it's
that's
like,
true.
what's worse than being, you know, publicly shamed by all of Japan?
I guess what's worse is to be publicly shamed and then be a big pansy about it on the field of battle.
I'm sorry that Endeavor did not react correctly to seeing his son come back to life and tell him that he's awful.
Yeah,
and that he's gonna kill his other son.
Yeah, I mean, you
Why
can
did
do
he
something
just...
about that second part, Endeavor.
Well, also, everybody's kind of on the ropes here. Like, literally everyone.
Yeah,
like,
true. Everyone's got the crap beaten out of them.
Yeah. And then there's Best Genist who shows up and he only has one lung.
Yeah. So in this episode, everything that we knew is gone. it's just like Best Genist actually alive. Dabi actually a Todoroki. Lemillion, he's back too.
He's back. You made it. Yeah. Yeah. In game.
And it was really funny because like I was watching that episode where Lemillion comes back.
Uh-huh.
And I remember they had like a montage in there of like all the strife that they had gone through so far. Like, you know, they had like Eraserhead cutting off his leg and stuff. And
Yeah.
I can't remember some of the other things. It was like,
yeah, that was Best Genus's Threads of Hope speech or whatever.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
we're all interconnected here. Yeah.
All of our stuff. And I was like, you know, it's really impressive that they have such like real tangible consequences to some of these things that occur within the show. Like, you know, I really love that they let Lemillion lose to the quirk eraser bullet to kind of establish how powerful such a thing is, and then like later they have Eraserhead get shot with the bullet to erase his quirk, and he has to cut off his leg to prevent that from happening. You know, so it's like really addressing stakes here, you know?
Yeah.
And they're like, nah.
Well,
just kidding. Lemillion's back.
Yeah, I mean, but like they again, well established.
They did keep him on the bench for quite some time, which was good.
Yeah, they kept him on the bench, and again, they kind of made it a natural progression here of like, you know, every once in a while, anytime we would hear about Eerie is like, oh hey, she's working on her quirk, you know.
Yeah, I feel like Eerie's quirk is broken.
Yeah, well, a little bit. You know, I just want my boy Lemillion back. Okay.
It's like, I swear to God, if they get Aizawa's leg back this way, I'm gonna be pissed. They can just, you know, put everything back together, back as it was.
Right.
They get Eerie in there, and she just reverses everything that happened to Shigaraki. He doesn't have any of his new quirks anymore. You know, why don't they call this My Eerie Academia? You know, Why doesn't Eerie just do everything?
You are preemptively making up something and being mad about it.
Well, it's just one of those things where it's like you place something in this world, right? And sometimes a lot of not just anime, just like any like Marvel or anything, any of these long running kind of series, involving superpowers and things, it feels like there comes times where something like they put a really powerful piece on the board and then subsequently just forget that piece long spans of time until it's like, oh yeah, we can totally use this to just, fix everything.
Right. Well, I guess I would say with Eri, again, we don't quite know, and I'm not saying this hypothetically. I still don't know what she has to store to use her quirk, and and I don't know all the risks that come with using her quirk, or I don't know what all factors might hold her back from just fixing everything.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just My Hero Academia, like kind of as we've touched on going through, I feel like getting near the end here, it's having a harder time balancing its what I thought kind of at the beginning of the series sort of and going forward until maybe around now. It always had a really strong sense of balance and a strong sense of like earned progression, I feel like. And now we're in a situation where it's like, I guess Eri, I don't know how to pronounce it. Eri?
I don't know. I say either which way.
Yeah, sure. So it's like
Whatever I'm feeling like.
Eri can just reverse Deku's broken arms now, It's like maybe that's going to be the solution for that, so he doesn't have to cut him off and be a armless freak like we talked about last episode.
Right. Oh, by the way, I was racking my brains I was like, we have to have a character with a prosthetic arm. Mr. Compress. I forget about him all the time.
He has a prosthetic arm?
Yeah, one of his Overhaul took one of his arms.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
And so one of his arms is
just get him over to Eri and that'll be put right as rain,
Sure. But so he has a prosthetic arm, and I had forgot that. Must be because I think we talked about this before, and I haven't actually looked it up, but I don't think we know what his deal is. And I feel like with the next episode preview, they might
get some of
his, into his deal, and that's part of the arc that I don't remember very well.
That'd be cool.
I remember all this other stuff, but
yeah.
I don't remember what Mr. Compress's deal was.
Sure.
Yeah.
But so like I was saying, the kind of eerie and kind of some of these aspects with how power progression is working now.
Oh, sure, yeah.
All of these to me are they're getting slightly off course from what I think. It's not terrible, I'm not trying to be pessimistic about it.
Oh, sure.
But having a really grounded and earned progression within your show or story, I think becomes increasingly difficult the longer it goes.
Yeah, I mean, I see where you are coming from. I think everything has been kind of exponentially
they've
bigger
been having
and larger and all that. Yeah,
they've been having to turn up the heat without really having the maybe the space to do that, or without I don't know why exactly it feels like it has to grow so exponentially rather than sort of the more metered pace they had going on.
Right, because I mean, well, I get it from the perspective of like, this manga has been out for almost 10 years now, starting in 2014, and the manga takes a toll on you, you know.
Oh yeah.
And Horikoshi's had all these like health issues and all that jazz. I don't know if he wanted it to be more of a slow burn or not, but I think in the past couple of years he's been trying to kind of push to the end, and I think he wanted the end to be so big and grand and powerful. Just absolutely astonishingly powerful things going on or whatever, you know.
It's almost like it's this dual problem with like they don't have enough time, but also they've had too much time, right?
Yeah, I kind of get
going
you.
on.
Yeah.
The show / manga has been going on for a long time.
Yeah.
And so there's that aspect of it, but also he's maybe trying to wrap up a little faster. And so he's having to cut some corners he didn't previously cut. So it's like you got this really long expanse where he was kind of doling things out really slowly, as if it was going to be a One Piece kind of super long ordeal. But then, like, he kind of realizes it's time to hang up the haunches or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, let's start dealing things out a little faster here.
Right, because it's like, I don't know like what his original plan was, or if he like again didn't realize quite how much it would take out of him to make such a long manga series. So I know that at least since I think it was like 2 years ago or something, he was like, by the way, I want to wrap this up within a year. And then another year passed, and he's like, hey guys, I know that 9 months ago I said it was a year, but maybe now more like a year. But so I don't know what the plan was from the beginning, and I know that like I know that he seems to be a person that who has had like some semblance of how he wanted to end this, like in his mind for quite some time, because I know you didn't see the second movie. There's a concept in that movie that he said he had wanted to use for the end of the series, but instead decided we'll just put it in the movie instead, just so I can do that concept without having to make that, I guess, canon or whatever. But yeah. So I guess I think he's had like this like end in mind, and I guess that end was huge, crazy powers and all that jazz. So yeah.
But I did feel like in this episode, or maybe it was Threads of Hope. I always get them the 2 episodes we watched.
It doesn't matter. It's fine. We can talk about whichever.
In these episodes, I felt like there was a good example of kind of the way My Hero Academia used to handle power progression. And that was with Bakugo in this episode.
Yeah.
It was like, it seemed like Bakugo went through some sort of like stress event. With the weight kind of set on, it's like, I gotta save my friend, etc. All this everything's going crazy. And in that moment of intense stress and pressure, he figured out how to do his explosions more precisely. He sort of locked into some physical aspect of how he moves his body using his quirk, and was able to like hyper focus.
Yeah.
That's the way power progression to me has worked for a long time in My Hero Academia, and that's I think it's more interesting than just like, oh, now my decay spreads further.
Right. Well, I mean, again, they were going through their own stressful moment there of being attacked by an entire city of people.
Yeah, no, I get that they had a stress moment, but it didn't feel as earned as Bakugo's stress moment, right?
Okay, well, and one I get you, and then his was not unlocking anything really new about his explosion. He was saying they were more precise
he was
and
just using
powerful
his
than usual.
explosions on him. Yeah, he was just using his explosions and at sort of like a speed, like it's like when you're learning how to like strum really fast on the guitar. They advise you for practice to just like strum as fast as you can, and sort of your arm remembers how to tap into that speed in a more controlled way later. So it's like if you in a high stress moment are able to use your power in a certain way, your body can retain the knowledge of how to do that. And that could explain like how outside of this situation Bakugo might still be able to tap into that kind of precision when using his explosions going forward.
Yeah.
Which I think is just so much cooler than just like, oh no, we're in a bad situation and I guess I know how to use powers with my copy ability now.
Right. Yeah, no, I get you there. Yeah.
I get it. And those were cool moments, and like I like the direction the powers have gone in.
Yeah.
I just I just admire so much more these sorts of moments from like Bakugo or Deku or anybody, kind of pushing beyond to discover some aspect of their power.
Oh yeah. It's a little more grounded with Bakugo here. I think his has been one of the most grounded moments. Yeah.
Yeah, well, and it just feels earned, right? It's just there's something satisfying about watching someone like unlock potential, you know, and but it's got to feel real, in order to feel like a payoff.
Oh, sure.
And so that's why I think Bakugo's little moment there is more reminiscent of how My Hero Academia had been doing things with Deku and like, going from like breaking his fingers to like slowly learning how to control all that power and, sort of the slow churn and the realism,
Yeah, it's good stuff. Yeah. Well, love that era of My
It's
Hero.
great. It's like, I mean, to be fair, I'm criticizing the show by praising the show, right? It's
No, well, I mean, you can enjoy the aspect. I enjoy aspects of this thing. I also dislike aspects of this thing as well. Or something.
Yeah.
What is that? That's not a. It's not a Jordan Slansky thing, is it? Did he ever say I dislike aspects of this thing and like others as well, or something like that?
Do you have a standout favorite, either of you?
I like earthy qualities of certain samples. I like fruitier qualities of other samples.
Can't remember, but
he said something like that.
Now I'm gonna go watch Jordan Schlansky videos after
this. Sorry, that rabbit hole will have an iron grip on me sometimes. It's just like, man, they're all so funny. They're only 5 minutes long. I can watch 30 of these, and no time should pass, right? Because that's not how time works. 5 minutes is not a real amount of time.
Oh no, are you doing girl math with time?
I've always been doing girl math with time.
Nice.
Oh, boy.
If I watch 5-minute video, it's basically free.
Yeah, it's basically no amount of time at all, actually.
Yeah.
Because 5 minutes isn't real.
That's great. Oh my god.
But yeah.
That's girl math right there.
George Zelensky.
Yeah.
Speaking of things that are funny, Great Explosion Murder God Dynamite.
Yeah, oh my god. I
and
thought
then
we
Mirio
were
goes, "Oh man, I didn't know you were funny, Bakugo. That's great."
Yeah. I didn't realize like I thought we were getting reveal, you know. I thought like holy crap, they're also going to reveal Bakugo's hero name. Whoa. And then it was awful. It
Nah,
was
I can't defend the first part. I will defend. I like the name Dynamite. That's kind of cool.
I guess so. I mean, like, I'm intrigued. I'm fairly certain that they're not gonna end the series with that being his hero name.
Well, and here's the thing to give another thing about this. It's a little less clunky in Japanese than it is in English. He's using like it's kind of like a pun on his name in a way. He's saying Daibaku Ashin Dynamito.
Yeah.
So that sound, it's still an absurdly long name for a hero. No matter if in English or Japanese. I would say make it cleaner. Just be Dynamite.
Yeah, Dynamite doesn't really give the kick that he wants, I'm guessing.
I'm guessing that. Well, and then and the might is spelled like All Might.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Emulating him.
Yeah, seems bad. Do better.
We're continuing our streak of names that Luke doesn't like.
Yeah, absolutely. Come up with better names.
Oh yeah, how do you feel about Lemillion?
I think it's kind of a dumb name. I don't even remember what's the point of Lemillion again? Like, what was his?
To say million people.
Oh, stupid, dumb.
Yeah, I think he could have a better name.
Cringe. That's weapons grade cringe right there.
All right, Shoto, you better not let us down. You better not.
Yeah, because it's like I remember pretty much immediately jettisoning that information from my mind. The reason he calls himself Lemillion.
Yeah.
And just every subsequent time that Lemillion shows up in the show, I'm like, why do they call him Lemillion again? That has nothing to do with like phasing through things. Usually you name yourself after whatever dumb thing your power does, you know?
I mean, well, in his like Bakugo's is aspirational.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dumb.
Aspirational. But yeah, so, and one, I like that everybody diegetically agrees with you. They all also hate the name Great Explosion Murder God Dynamite.
Yeah, it's not a good name.
But of course, Ida is out here calling him that, and specifically the full thing every time.
Ida's a little cringe too.
You know what? He's like, listen, Bakugo, if you're gonna choose a stupid name, you're gonna have to live with the consequences of it. And I will call you the full thing every time.
Yeah. Yeah. I just need better names in this show, okay? This is the weakness of creating like 50 to 100 characters. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, well, at least, our main guy, Deku, at least, it's meaningful to himself. It's not like it's super indicative to us as an American audience, like what it means, but at least it's like not something completely stupid.
That's the problem with Deku's name, though, is that, I frequently forget that Deku's not his name.
Oh, right, yeah.
I frequently forget that. Oh, that's a hero name.
Right. Yeah.
It's just like I rarely remember any of these people's hero names because they're all so stupid. Just call him Bakugo, Deku. I mean, I guess Deku is his name, his hero name. But
yeah, but I mean, and long before he chose it as his hero name, it was just like his nickname. So
yeah, so it's just like, what do they call Ochako? Ochako or whatever her name
Gravity.
is. Dumb.
Yeah, you don't hear Sue call her that this episode. She's like, ooh, Gravity.
No, that's a dumb name. I thought Sue was having a stroke.
And of course, Froppy.
Yeah. Black Whip, Froppy style.
Froppy style.
So dumb.
I like how dumb that was. It's like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
Sure, why not?
It's rather silly. Yeah.
Yeah, levity.
Yeah.
Levity. Yeah.
Yeah, and then there was that whole confrontation with Ochako and
Toga.
And Toga, is that
Toga. Yep.
Yeah. That was weird.
Yeah, that was interesting. She's like, okay, well, I got my answers that you're just gonna be a bunch of heroes and not let me kill a bunch of people. I mean,
I had this weird thought during that confrontation. Okay, I was thinking about how, like, there was a line where Ochako was like, "I would never feel good about hurting another person." And it's like, these two individuals are both in situations where it's like they kind of frequently have to, hurt people in some capacity. Ochako is less of a combatant usually. But she does obviously have some amount of combat training,
Yeah, she does fight people.
She is fighting Toga in this situation.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't know, I just had this weird thought where it was like, oh, okay, so it's like the difference between these two is just that, like, Ochako feels real bad about it, I guess.
Well, I guess she's saying that, I guess I wouldn't want to hear, I wouldn't want to hear a police officer say, my favorite part of the job is hurting people.
Yeah, but it's like there's...
Because I think it's a means to an end here to save people is to fight somebody.
I get that on some level, but like it got me thinking about stuff like Rurouni Kenshin, and how, like, the admirable thing about him is that he could absolutely kill a lot of people. He's very skilled in the sword, but he's crafted a weapon and a fighting style in such a way that he's spending a tremendous amount of effort not to kill people.
Oh, is that what that show's about? I never read or watched Rurouni Kenshin.
Oh, really? Yeah, he's like, he uses a sword that has like a blunt side.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So like he's essentially a pacifist who used to be he used to kill lots of people as a mercenary or something. And was like the most feared swordsman, and decided one day to give it up and go the pacifist route, essentially.
Oh, sure.
In doing so, he sometimes still uses swordplay, but like he restrains himself by using a dulled blade, a blunted blade, and in a fighting style that is non-lethal.
Interesting. Okay, I didn't know that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so what's really admirable about someone like Rurouni Kenshin, or I can't even remember if that's the name of the character, if it's like the show.
Yeah, I don't know either.
Can't remember.
I know a Ronin is a samurai or whatever, but yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But what's admirable about this guy, and this is something that like I think Nietzsche talked about at one point, is that like he's got the capacity to kill,
right?
And he's got the skill set to do so, but he uses even more energy than would be necessary just to kill in order to restrain himself.
Oh, sure. Well, yeah, I've heard what is the difference between peaceful versus harmless.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. If you have no capacity to harm, your pacifism is not really admirable. It's just the only thing you can be.
Right. Yeah, so I get that. I get that. Yeah. Interesting. Yeah, because yeah, because I mean, we see with Toga using Uraraka's quirk that her quirk has an absolute capacity to just kill a bunch of people.
Yeah, she could kill people with it.
Yeah.
But that was the thing, is just that like that motivation that, you know, she doesn't like it or she feels bad about it didn't strike me as admirable as like as some other compulsion that's just about like the desire to restrain oneself or something like that. It's like Uraka doesn't feel like she's restrained herself, like she realizes she could kill people and she doesn't. Uraraka is such a sweet summer flower that it probably just never crossed her mind that she could.
Right. Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, and that's like not her arc or her story.
Yeah. I'm not trying to be overly critical of her, but I do love when the concept of like violence and how to undertake it comes up in a show like this.
Oh, sure.
Because like because quite honestly, a lot of the time in this show, that's not a conversation that they're really having, you know?
Sure.
There's no indication that Endeavor has to like hold back his flames to not kill somebody normally.
Right.
It just seems like for some reason in this universe, people don't die when they get hit by huge balls of fire.
yeah. True.
So
sure.
it's sort of a magical pacifism, like in the Marvel movies, where it's just like all these people are probably dying, but they're doing it in such a stylized way that you don't really think about the mortality aspect of it.
Yeah, only heroes bleed.
Yeah, only heroes bleed in these kinds of things.
Oh yeah.
And so what I'm saying is that most of the time this isn't a question that the show's really grappling with.
Oh, sure.
And so it was kind of interesting that it came up here.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you do make an interesting point. Yeah.
But yeah, overall, it's like people just don't die.
Yeah, people just don't die. Sometimes it's always interesting when there's fire involved in these sorts of things, you know.
Yeah, I do love that episode where they just like randomly had some hero show up or some villain show up and try and get Endeavor to kill him. And it's just like, this was never on the table. There was never a situation in which Endeavor was going to kill this guy.
Right. Yeah, we talked about that extensively, and back in that episode, and yeah, I agree. They could have made that situation a little more dire.
Yeah,
and therefore a little and give him more indication that he might have been ready to kill him to make that more of like a moment.
I think my point maybe here is overall, I don't think the show is actually very interested in dealing with that kind of subject matter.
Oh, sure.
And so it's kind of weird to me that they would bring it up at all. You know what I mean?
Right. I don't. Well, it's interesting that you went on that line of thinking with Uraraka and Toga, because I didn't think about that in that way at all.
Well, I'm a weird guy, Jay. You know,
you are. And why do you think I was like, you know what? I should put a microphone in front of this guy.
You know, I see stuff and I just go like, oh, that reminds me of what Nietzsche said one time.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So this is why I bring you on, man. Why I got you on. Yeah, because that's just not where my mind was at with that conversation at all. You know.
Yeah, but well, I mean, it's a really, I feel like it's something that they were kind of trying to do, but they kind of, I just kind of feel like they half-assed it a little bit. You know, I feel like in my mind, a hero conversation between like a hero and a villain of like, what's the difference between us? Like, what is the reason why I kill and you don't? That sort of thing. That's the kind of question that's been going on in comic books and stuff like that pretty much since the inception, I guess.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
And so that's the kind of questions that movies like The Dark Knight and stuff are asking, putting Batman up against the Joker and stuff like that. So it's like,
oh, sure,
there was maybe a more interesting conversation, but I just don't know if the world of My Hero Academia has really set the stage for that conversation. I mean,
I can see that. Yeah. I see what you mean.
Yeah, but it was a cool scene nonetheless. I like those two characters interacting, and of course, I love when the Midoriya of the situation is brought up. You know,
she's like, can we let's talk about boys together? Come on,
let's get this ship rolling. You know, that's right. Toga was just trying to have like a normal high school girl sleepover. You know.
Yeah, and Uraraka just refuses to engage here. I mean,
what the
you
hell,
could be
Uraraka?
Yeah, y'all could be like sitting, listening to BTS or something.
Yeah,
painting each other's nails and talking about Deku.
Yeah. That's what they do. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Talking about Deku.
Yeah, talking about Deku. Yeah, you just got the
we,
ornaments back.
We know Uraraka and Toga both listen to K-pop.
Probably. I mean,
I believe that in my soul. You know.
Yeah. But yeah, we got that ornament back in play. The All Might phone keychain, whatever that is.
That was cool. That was awesome.
Yeah.
Good moment.
So that's there. Yeah, and then
where's my date episode though? You know, where I understand that, you know, the world is in danger.
Yeah.
But it's like,
can they go take a break and go get a latte together?
Get a latte, maybe go look at Christmas lights, you know?
Well, Christmas, we're done with Christmas here.
Once Christmas comes back around, you know?
So an entire year in canon.
We did just miss Christmas, dang.
Yeah, they just did Christmas. That's where she got the keychain.
Because the keychain is from Christmas. Oh man, they should have gone with Christmas lights then.
Yeah, you know, this opportunities really, and I think, you know, Horikoshi was just like right in the next chapter and went, oh no, I forgot the Christmas light scene.
Yeah.
Amateur mistake.
Yeah. Even if he doesn't do it, like, I need Studio Bones to like put together you know, like just a scene, you know? How sometimes they
I need to look into
like character scenes and stuff, you know?
I've read like the summaries of school briefs, which are light novels. I don't know. I forgot if there's anything involving them that could be at least date adjacent. I'm sure there's at least one.
Yeah. Uraraka. I'm looking really quick.
Yeah.
Let's see. Christmas lights. Aw, yeah. Some people on DeviantArt have done it for us.
Oh yeah, I imagine.
This is my dream right here. Hold on. I'm gonna send it.
Cool.
You gotta put this up on screen, okay?
Okay.
I don't know. Is it sending a file? That's weird. I don't know. Yeah,
All
look
right,
at that.
go check out Cookie Shuriken on DeviantArt.
Yeah, look at that.
Yeah.
That's what dreams
It's
are made
cute.
of.
Oh, did I? So, I think I'd shown you this when it came out, but Horikoshi had made some art for an exposition.
Ooh,
Here it is. Okay.
hit me with it. Jay will hear this at some point. Presumably when she records our edits. Edit is the word that I'm looking for. I'm playing a Final Fantasy VII mobile game right now. Sort of past the time. And yeah. That's what it's about. I gotta find out what translations of Dostoevsky's stories are out there. So I got this one from David Magarshak. And I really like David McDuff. As far as translators for Dostoevsky go, his stuff with Penguin Publishing is really good. From what I hear anyway. I've only read a little bit of Crime and Punishment, but I remember liking that better than the people that are normally kind of held as the academic standard. So I wonder if they have a version of Notes from Underground from David McDuff. David McDuff Dostoevsky. And people be arguing on Reddit. Tilted, clunky, and overly literal. Okay. I want to know the exact Greek term. Lufa. Some people arguing in favor of Garnet. Seems crazy. Why would you do that? The Brothers Karamazov. That's a gross looking book. Don't like Did You Reads? Well, that looks good. Probably not. I light up this town. Light it up for you. New translation. Cats.
All right.
You're back.
I'm back. Just on a different screen.
Yep.
I'll maybe include a little bit of that.
Okay. Do what you
in
want.
There. Just that'd be fun.
Your artistic rendition.
Speaking of artistic renditions, here it is.
Yeah.
Here's what I was looking for. This is from a big art exhibition about My Hero Academia, and Horikoshi drew this himself.
Mm-hmm. He drew this himself?
Yeah, he drew that. Yeah. Nice. So this isn't I don't think this is anime crew art or anything. This is something he drew.
Yeah. He's a believer. He believes.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's being pretty well telegraphed here, unless he wants to perform a rug pull. And then, of course, the worst case scenario And it's in the back of my mind sometimes. You know, everybody's like, he's a Star Wars fan.
Oh
He
no!
pulls a Luke and Leia here.
Oh no!
Worst case scenario.
But yeah, it's like, you know, they bring it up, but this show's definitely not super concerned about that aspect.
Yeah, it's an aspect of the show, but it's kind of tucked away in the corner, and it's more, and again, it's more Uraka's thing rather than it being also Deku's thing.
Yeah, because a lot of Deku's flustery moments are just built around like girls. You know?
Yeah, it's not around Uraka specifically.
That hurt.
Like he's just like flustered around girls in general.
Yikes. That's tough.
But the thing, you know, if Uraka would just, you know, be honest here.
Yeah.
I think Deku is so starstruck by everybody on the planet. If anybody asked him out, he would say yes. So Uraka, it's your job just to get there first.
It's just yeah, and Deku's just so like, I also just kind of feel like Deku would simultaneously maybe be into that, but then also be like, but how does this help me be the number one hero?
You think he's gonna be too on the grind for that?
Yeah, I feel like his grind set is too hard, you know, too ingrained in him, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I could also see that being a factor.
Yeah.
And Uraka is also over here like, I can't let my feelings for Deku get in the way of my grind.
That's true. She's also on the grind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just a couple of Sigmas, really.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Yeah, so I don't know, you know, and obviously since chapter 400 just came out yesterday.
Good lord, that's so many chapters.
I mean, it's a lot, but like I don't think this is like that long of a series. And also again with the whole pacing of it all. I think it could have even gone slower, you know, but you know.
Yeah.
But
that's kind of what we were talking about.
Yeah, that's both too much but not enough time or something, you know. It's and I get that, and I've never written a big old long expansive story like this, and I guess, you know, I know that Horikoshi likes Oda. I know he likes One Piece, and he was maybe like, do I want this to be my one show?
Yeah.
Do I want this to be my one manga? Because I don't know if Oda is going to make another manga. I know that he seems like the kind of guy who's going to keep on illustrating till he dies, but I don't know if he's going to put it... Well, because again, like I said, you know, the reason he puts like giant robots in One Piece is because it's like, this is the one thing I get, and I'm going to do whatever I want in it.
I didn't know there were giant robots.
There are there's a lot of things in One Piece, and it's all because he's like, I've got one story I want to do, and this is the one.
Too much, man.
Yeah, but 5 more years. 5 more years.
Yeah.
But we'll see with My Hero. I can see it wrapping up within... I don't know if it's going to wrap up within this year. But I could see it wrapping up within the next.
As we've been saying for many years now.
No, not really. I don't think... No. It's only within this, like... Ever since we got to the chapter, like, that is, like, called, like, the end game or whatever, that's when... And we're
Dr.
approaching.
Strange showed up and said that we're in the end game now.
Yeah, that's who showed up. I'll tell you when we get to that chapter. I don't think we've gotten there yet.
Okay.
Because we are getting to... Yeah, I think that is this season. That there's a chapter called like the beginning of the end or something like that.
The beginning of the end.
Yeah.
Doctor Strange shows up and says, "We're in the end game now."
Yeah.
That's funny to me.
But yeah, so anything else about like the Dobby reveal? I don't know why he thought that the white hair would be the thing that gave him away, but whatever, you know.
I did think that was kind of weird, like that he just like poured some like dye remover on his hair or something.
Yeah,
like,
I don't know what that was for.
Who
I
put
also would
braces
have
on that turtle?
Is that a criticism of the new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie?
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I liked that.
Yeah. Yeah, I would have accepted that his hair was like, I don't know, ashy now because he was burned up. Whatever. It doesn't make that much sense for his hair to be singed. But whatever. Maybe it makes more sense that his hair would be like super singed when the rest of him is like that. I don't know. But then more hair would grow. I don't know. But yeah, he has white hair. That's his real hair color. And somehow he used some really, really good dye remover, because I've seen hair dye processing videos and hair dye removal processing videos. It doesn't work that great.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Yeah, it doesn't. So, yeah.
Just seems kind of weird, yeah.
For the drama.
For the drama. Gotta do the drum.
But, yeah, so, yeah.
Indeed.
So, yeah, we get to see a lot of young Toya.
Yep.
Yeah.
He had red hair and then it turned... That's another thing. He had red hair and then it turned white? Like, what is...
Yeah, well, I will say we'll expand on that. And actually,
okay.
Another thing I forgot. I don't really remember why it's turning white.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's great.
I just know it does. Yeah, I just know it turns white.
Well, we just saw it turn white. Yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah, like as in when he was growing up, it was red and then it became white.
Yeah.
Yeah. Indeed.
Indubitably.
Indubitably. Yeah. You know, a lot of action this episode, mostly Genist, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And and Gigantomachia finally makes it to the battlefield.
Yeah, they finally have payoff for the whole
sedative.
You know. Yeah, the whole sedative arc.
Yeah. So finally some payoff there. And, you know, it's of the efforts of everyone fighting him that took him down.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You know, many fibers make a strong rope. Apes together strong.
So true.
Yes. Yeah. So, yeah. Good stuff there. Yeah. Well, Luke, he's the best Genist for a reason. And he only talks about fabric.
Crazy.
Yep. But yeah. I don't know what else there's to say about these. I know everybody's basically, again, everybody is on the ropes, including the villains now.
Mm-hmm.
Who are like literally tied up.
Yeah.
Everyone's dying or tied up.
Mm-hmm.
What was like the last thing that happened in the episode? I can't remember. Like what we end on.
They were tied up, and then Gigantomachia fell asleep. And it seems like the next episode's going to be Mr. Compress doing something.
He was talking a bit. He was just like, "Oh, we still haven't done anything," which is like kind of true. The League of Villains has not made a lot of progress in their goals throughout the series. I guess they've terrorized people a bit, but they haven't like done anything, you know?
Yeah, hasn't been
Like, they
super fruitful.
Yeah, like they didn't make the quirk erasing bullet, so it was somebody else, you know?
But they stole it.
But they did steal it, yeah. And they also overhauls another character without any arms.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Shigaraki
Did away
decayed
with
his
that.
off.
Yeah. He did away with those, yeah.
Yeah, he did away with those, so he can't use his quirk anymore. He's effectively quirkless.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So it's what you get.
Just take him on over to Ari, you know?
Now, why would Eri give him his arms back?
I'm just saying that that's within the realm of possibility.
Okay. Yeah, Mr. Compress. Well, I guess we'll find out some more.
You know, why don't I...
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Give All Might his powers back.
Because if they did, you would also complain about it, but in a different way.
Yeah, no, I'm complaining about it now.
Like I said, in a different way.
Yeah. It's not a real suggestion.
Oh yeah, so the next episode is called Final Performance.
Nice.
Yeah. And as they were saying, they're kind of going to be wrapping up the war here. Next episode is what they kind of said.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's the arc we've been in this like whole time is the Paranormal Liberation Front War arc, I believe it was called.
Mm-hmm. We at war.
Yep.
We at war with terrorism. Yeah.
Oh yeah, and you probably didn't see this because you don't watch the EDs.
The what? Oh, the endings?
Yeah. See. There you go. They only changed it for the Dobby episode.
Mm-hmm.
Did that send? Oh, wait a minute.
Waiting on it.
Oh, I sent that to the wrong chat. Or did I send that to the wrong chat?
This is the only chat we have, right?
Yeah. I'm somehow only sending it to Craig, though.
Uh-huh. Oh, that's weird. What is Craig going to do with that?
I don't know. He'll enjoy it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there we go. Okay.
Still waiting. Oh.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, it's there. It's
Oh.
there. Yeah.
He was there in the ending. Okay. That's cool.
Yeah. Yeah, sure. They've changed up the ending a couple of times throughout this season. And it's usually like 1 or 2 frames of something different.
Okay. That's interesting.
Thank you for listening to We Have Fun Here. Join us next time as we watch Season 6, Episodes 13 and 14. See you then.
Bye.